Guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber. As always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, there are many different types of parents and many different types of children that are parented. And not all parenting and not all kids are the same. We all know this. But this right here is ridiculous. So I saw this. I was like, I got to jump on here and tell you all about this. You see this man up here? This guy that you see, his name is Christopher Brown. He's 36 years old. He's a father of 3 children, all boys. Well, that's what the story says. He might have more kids. But either way, this guy did something way off the deep end in his parenting. Supposedly, this man who's arrested right now and facing a gang of time is arrested for shooting his 3 sons. I think they're teenagers or close to it. Then threatening that they won't live past Wednesday. All of this because of an argument over a car, which I'll dig around while you guys look at this video and see if I can find some more information on this story. But this is truly a mess, man. What kind of dude does this when setting an example for children coming up under him that come from him? Take a look.
First tonight at 10, a father is behind bars accused of shooting his 3 sons. Amazingly, they all survived. It happened along sunlit Coral Street in Ruskin. And Fox 13's Evan Moon is live outside the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office for us tonight. Evan, what happened here?
Just a crazy story. Investigators tell us that Christopher Brown and his sons got into an argument over a car that ended up in shots fired at his own 3 children. Luckily, they're all okay. We spoke with some neighbors out there today. 3 kids shot by their own father. Now that man faces potential life in prison.
When you look at the facts of this case, we know this defendant did everything he could do to try and kill his children.
A fight between the family broke out Sunday morning around 11 a.m. outside the home in Ruskin. The sheriff's office saying the fight was about a car. 36-year-old Christopher Brown hit one of his 3 kids in the head with a gun, causing the gun to fire and graze the child's ear and jaw.
His first child, he pistol whips him. After pistol whipping, he takes out his gun and shoots him, missing his body but hitting him in the earlobe, striking his ear.
With one boy shot, the other 2 brothers ran at their dad as he tried to get into his car. But investigators say Brown then fired several rounds at his other 2 sons. Both were hit and taken to Tampa General Hospital. Thankfully, all 3 boys survived. One neighbor saw it all unfold on his Ring camera.
Our camera was blowing up. I look and I see about 5 police officers, a paramedic, people running around. Text messages start blowing up, seeing like, are we safe? You know what's going on. So real crazy situation.
And several neighbors say it wasn't the first time Brown and his boys had issues.
You know, I have small children, like not even feeling safe to do what normal kids do and just run up and down the street without worrying about fights breaking out, gunshots breaking out.
Court documents show one child had a digital recording, what may have been a voicemail afterwards from the dad that said, quote, "I tried to take your life. You won't make it to Wednesday." Now the state attorney filed a pretrial motion to keep Brown behind bars until his trial.
He's a threat to the community based upon his long criminal history, based upon his prior record, based upon the facts of this case. They're going to show this court why he shouldn't be released.
The Hillsborough County Sheriff saying this was a senseless and alarming act of violence that could have had an even more devastating outcome.
Ultimately, this defendant is looking at a minimum mandatory of 25 years in prison for shooting his child, up to life in prison.
Now, again, Brown is charged with first-degree, premeditated, attempted murder, aggravated assault, and other charges. Like you heard there, he could face 25 years to life in prison, and there is a pretrial hearing to try to keep him behind bars until his trial date.
All right, guys, that's the story of this guy, Christopher Brown, 36-year-old dumbass. Father of 3 kids, 36 years old. And I got an article up here that has a little bit more information. And it reads as follows. Father arrested for shooting 3 sons in Ruskin, Florida. So this was in Ruskin. Father is facing numerous charges, says the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office said Christopher Lee Brown, age 36, is now facing multiple charges after the shooting, which happened Sunday at around 11:15 a.m. in the 500 block of sunlit Coral Street. After deputies arrived on the scene, It said that the 3 juvenile victims were found with gunshot wounds. All 3 were taken to Tampa General Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Through their investigations, detectives learned that Brown confronted the juveniles during a dispute over a car, which led to the shooting. According to pretrial court documents, Brown confronted one of the juveniles with a gun. Officials say he hit the victim in the head with the gun, causing it to go off. The bullet then grazed the victim in the left jaw and hit his earlobe, documents said. The other 2 then ran towards Brown as he was getting into the car, which is when the suspect pointed the gun at them and fired several shots, hitting them, documents said. Brown has been arrested by Hillsborough County deputies and now faces the following charges. Listen to this, y'all. 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder with a firearm on his own kids. 3 counts of aggravated battery with great bodily harm or deadly weapon. That should say with a deadly weapon, but it says or deadly weapon. Okay. Felon in possession of a firearm. So he wasn't supposed to have a gun. Discharging a firearm in public or residential property. 2 counts of burglary of an occupied dwelling. Resisting an officer without violence. Criminal mischief, more than $200, less than $10,000. I mean, less than $1,000. Okay, that's the story on this guy. Now, I'm looking at these charges up here, and I'm going to go through a couple of them. It said 2 counts of burglary of an occupied dwelling. So he didn't live there? Was he called over there because of a disagreement over a vehicle? Because it said it's over a car argument. So it said when he shot him, he tried to leave the scene. So I'm thinking he don't live there, or he was called over there, or it's something about a car. But I don't know what it is. But either way, man, this is something you do not do. You understand me? You don't do no stuff like that. Then we wonder why kids are violent and wild and like to hang in the street, because a lot of times their parents are so bad in the home, and their home life is so disruptive, they'd rather roll the dice and take their chances in the street and let the street raise them, because their parents sure ain't. That right there is not leading by example for a man to do. You pistol whipped your own child to where the gun went off and hit the side of his face in front of the other kids. I mean, a gun is enough to scare somebody, which I don't agree with pulling guns on your kids. But what was so bad the way you had to pull a gun out and hit one of them kids, whether he was disrespectful or not? See, men, 90% of shootings out here in the street are due to disrespect, or the feeling of disrespect. Those your kids. If you felt they disrespected you, you could have laid hands on them instead of beating one with a gun. Then you pointed the gun at 2 other kids that tried to stop you from getting away and shot at them, your kids. Make it make sense. This guy's where he's at for a reason. I feel nothing for him. And if your kids are so bad, I don't know what to tell you. I'd have left them alone. But it never said how old they are, so we don't know how these kids are. But either way, man, we don't know who's right or who's wrong. But damn, he wrong for what he did to them kids. Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.